So you've just arrived in Bangkok, you're on a bit of a budget. I'm going to show you how you can start saving money immediately. First thing you can do is forget about these overpriced taxis, buses and vans. I'm going to show you how to get to Sukhumvit Road for under $1. Yeah, you heard it correctly, under $1. And along the way you can have a bit of fun and see some of the real Bangkok. Okay, so first thing we do is head for the airport rail link. So you've got to get a ticket, one stop to Lad Krabang. That's 15 baht. And then head downstairs. It's a lot busier than it was when I was here 3 months ago, which is great to see. So we'll just wait for the train to be cleaned and then we can be on our way. So you get off at Lad Krabang, then you've got to head downstairs to the railway station, and this is where the first part of the adventure begins. So the railway station is just downstairs. Welcome to Lad Krabang. It's a bit of an outpost on the edge of the city. There's actually some pretty attractive houses and condos to rent around here. I should do a video, a living guide of some kind. And of course you would be in very close proximity to the airport, so it would be very handy. Yeah, that's a good idea. Living guide to Lad Krabang coming soon. Right, there's a little door here, and this leads into the railway station. Oops. This is Lad Krabang railway station, of course. Eastern line. We want the platform on the other side, heading inbound to Bangkok railway station, Hua Lompong, and got to go and buy a ticket. So that makes 21 baht we've spent so far. While you're waiting, you can do a bit of plane spotting because we're on the flight path into Suvarnabhumi Airport and there might be a couple of trains passing. Do a bit of train spotting and later on a bit of bus spotting. So the excitement levels are going through the roof here. Pretty soon we'll be onto the vinegar strokes. The train rattling through the suburbs on the outskirts of Bangkok. You know, Thai train travel is really underrated and incredibly cheap. It's something I think a lot more people should do, although it can be a bit intimidating. You know, the trains are a bit rickety, quite old, but there are a lot of new trains about to come into service. I will give a shout out to Richard Barrow, who started a great website called the Thai Train Guide. All the schedules, information about tourist excursions and special trains, lots of free downloads as well. I'll leave a link to that in the description. And we should be approaching Asok station very soon. The station is actually called Asok Halt. It's a very small station underneath the airport rail link at Makassar. Well, that journey must be a bit of a white knuckle ride, especially if you're jet lagged, but I think it's something that everyone should experience at least once. Brilliant. Anyway, we're at Asok Halt station, which is actually in the middle of Makassar. The airport rail link station is just above us, and from here we're going to cross the road and get a bus a very short distance down to Sukhumvit Road. Well, I was going to try and cross the road while the traffic had all stopped for the level crossing, but I don't think it's going to be possible now, because as soon as the barriers go back up, the traffic starts speeding across again. So no chance there. I'm too lazy to get up and cross the footbridge, so to get across the road is just a bit of pot luck, I think. Well, if you've just arrived in Thailand and it's your first time here, all this traffic and noise will be pretty overwhelming, I would think, but no way as bad as India or Vietnam. Not that I've been to either of those countries. At some point I will, I suppose. If the channel blows up and I get popular all over the world, then I'll have to. I'll be a bit like Mark Wines, travelling around the world looking for cats and history and silly puns and all that kind of thing. Anyway, I think we can get across the road here. Crossing the road in Thailand is a bit of an art form. The trick is to wait until there's absolutely nothing coming within 50 metres, because that sort of distance is enough for them to see you and slow down. And you know what kind of speeds they travel on the roads here in Thailand. Okay, here we go. That's one side done. And now the other side. There's a bit of advice for first-time travellers to Thailand. Pack an umbrella, especially during rainy season. And even more so if you're going to take the adventurous route from the airport to Sukhumvit Road, like this video. But if you didn't bring your umbrella and you got wet, you'll look back on it in a couple of years' time and say, oh, wasn't that a great adventure? I got from the airport to Sukhumvit Road for under $1. That was more important than getting wet. 136. Well, I'll tell you one thing, what would go down really nicely after a journey like this is an ice cold beer with lots of ice. And if it's your first time in Thailand and you're thinking, what, ice in beer? You could slowly get used to it and you probably like it actually. It makes the beer a little bit weaker and you can drink a lot more, so everyone's a winner. Well, I made it to Sukhumvit eventually. Turned out to be a bit of a washout, but I got here for under $1. That's the main thing. And if you do decide to take this trip, then try and pick a better day. But then again, you don't know what the weather's going to be like landing in Bangkok, do you? But well, like I said earlier, pack an umbrella. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like, share and comment. If you want to support me, support the channel, you can buy me a coffee using the link on the screen. Or there's also a link in the description, also for Ko-fi and PayPal. That just leaves me to say thank you very much for watching, and I am going to go and get a very cold beer with lots of ice.